According to the Fallout universe, war never changes. Which is contrast to the Metal Gear Solid motto, which is, of course, war's changing. And then you got Call of Duty, which basically tells you that war is changing very slightly every year for the same price of $60, and every single participant is unhappy with the changes. They're also a minor about age 8 to 14, and they've all had sex with your mother. Regardless of these views, I'm sure that everyone can agree that war causes serious changes in everyone involved. It can twist people's reality, destroy lives, and take them as well. But don't worry, everybody. I'm sorry to bring the party down. It's a good thing that a game like Has-Been Heroes can address these issues in a light-hearted and comedic manner. The game itself has only been out for a month and has already started to slightly fade into obscurity, which makes it a perfect specimen for this channel and this sexy, sly reviewer. I'm a tired, sleep-deprived, sick Lawrence Armstrong with Indie Review, and this is the Has-Been Heroes. Now, personally, I played this game on the Switch because, Jesus, I paid $300 for this thing, and all it's been is a Breath of the Wild player. So I thought I'd diversify my portfolio. Yeah, go ahead and label me as a heretic and run me through the streets shouting shame for not using the graceful machine chosen by our true messiah, Lord Gaben, praise be unto him. But you fellow PC gamers out there will be happy to know that the chosen children will be able to run this game with ease, just like my last reviewed game, Honey Pop. Yeah, shameless plug, building the channel up. One of my favorite things about this game already is the fact that you can get it for just about any system on the market right now for only $20. PS4, Xbox One, Switch, PC, Nintendo GameCube, Sega Genesis, Coleco, microwave ovens, and those soda machines with touchscreens on them you see at fast food places, you can get this game pretty much anywhere. So what does this multi-system heartthrob have going for a story? Our tale begins in a far-off kingdom, where there once was a guild of heroes from all over the land, a diverse order dedicated to saving the world and unite humanity. Each hero with their own unique skills and traits to etch themselves into the annals of history for all time. This sounds a lot like Overwatch. Okay, maybe I'm just reading too much into it. However, our heroes grew old, and some even turned their backs on the guild to feed their own selfish desires, and this is fucking Overwatch, isn't it? I'm kidding. But in all seriousness, these heroes, after years of protecting humanity, have finally gone into much-needed retirement. Aside from two longtime friends, who keep to their longing for adventure and glory. They're summoned by the king for one final quest to deliver the daughters to their school on the other side of the world. With the helping hand of a young starry-eyed rogue, they set off on their hero's last journey. And they also seek to restore the members of their guild for one last grand hurrah upon its conclusion. Now, just like Honey Pop, this game sort of stems off into the gameplay rather than focusing on some sort of grand epic story. You're given the basic plot, and then you go on from there in an endless cycle. Of course, you've got the evil villain, and some twists and turns along the way, but the game doesn't hide the fact that you just want to sit back, relax, and enjoy yourself. This game has been referred to as a roguelike game in the past, but I don't really see it. Sure, there's strategy and, there's a rogue, but it's a pretty simple game. It's not like Darkest Dungeon, or Faster Than Light. The game is essentially a repeating battle system. And you don't really explore dungeons, sure you get a couple crates, but each area is just very simple. You got 3 heroes in lanes with stamina and health. And you can beat up bad guys by basically finding the answer to the simple question of how many times does my hero attack, and is that the exact amount of stamina the enemy has? If the answer is right, they're staggered. If not, they get blown back to the lane and given more stamina. Whenever they run out of stamina, deal a shit ton of damage to them. Explore your area, get items and gold, beat the boss, move on to the next zone. Oh, and die. You die a lot. This game wants to kill you constantly. This game isn't hard, but it genuinely sets up certain unfair scenarios for you to die and start from the very beginning, but don't worry. Every time you die, you gain access to more items to make the next attempt slightly easier. Like I said, it feels like an old arcade game, but it shows you mercy with a chance of an easier rematch the next time you pick it up. While exploring, you come across different spells, weapons, items, and even other heroes that can be used around the map. You'll also find loot sections and merchants who will be able to give you items throughout the game, which in the early game, you'll want to use everything that you can. But as the game gets to its final levels, you want to plan out your strategies and route to make it easier on your resources. One final thing I'd like to mention is that although you can swap out heroes and get more items, the gameplay is going to be like this for about the entire time you play it. What you see in the first hour is what you're going to get in the 50th, just with more spells and glowy things to throw at people. Don't expect earth-shattering innovations. The best way I enjoyed this game was sitting back and playing a level before bed, or on the bus ride to my work every day. Now, how would you expect an old-style game like this to keep up with today's advanced graphics? Exactly how you'd expect, by keeping it simple and stylized. The game is going for a really kooky and action-like art style that matches its tone perfectly. Think Castle Crashers mixed with the French animation Whack Fu. It reminded me of old action cartoons if they had an art style of today, and it really makes everything look pleasing to look at. Each hero has a unique design with one never looking like any other. I don't know why, but the tinier the sprite is, the cuter they are. I love the design of the princesses and the little baby skeletons you face. I don't know why, it's just something fun about them. I don't know, a little extra little tidbit I like to throw in there for this review. Sorry for trailing off. If you want to know how the game runs, don't worry about it. The game runs smoothly with nobody complaining about lag drops. It's an arcade game, not a AAA extravaganza. Now, of course, it's time for the review where I tell you what I thought about this game. Now, I'm gonna warn you, I didn't like this game too much. But that's just because it's not my cup of tea. I like to be positive and try out new things at all times. I like the story, characters, graphics, but the gameplay isn't really my thing. But like I said, I'm gonna stay positive, so let's start with the things I really did love about this game. Each level, while feeling more or less the same, offers substantial increase in difficulty. This gives you a satisfying rush when you complete it because you know you're getting better. The gameplay, while not my thing, can be extremely addicting, and once you find a rhythm, you will feel like a god smiting your way through hordes of undead. Although death is frequent in the game, the fact that you can gain new abilities and start right on your way to do better each time gives you a great reassuring feeling for any gamer who feels like they want to rage quit when the going gets tough. The tutorial is short, easy to process, and doesn't hold your hand, so you can get right into the action if you want to, which in my opinion more games should do. However, being able to get right into the action doesn't mean we always get some crucial elements of this game, which brings us to the first. Some elements of the game are not explained, and you have to learn the hard way each time, and even then, you still may not get what's going on, and you'll make the same mistake. Apparently, candles are the only way to backtrack during the map, and it's an instant death if you don't have one. No warning, nothing. You just die. And I think that could be really off-putting for some newcomers. Each enemy, while having a few different abilities, look and feel the same, with very little variety. This is only separate because I think it's important. The bosses can be the same way, with the first one being exactly like all the other enemies you fought up until this point, but just a little bigger. It'd be like if you played Dark Souls, and every single boss you fought was the same pygmy you fought at the asylum, it just had a different hat on. Really disappointing sometimes. Finally, the game after a while can be very repetitive and boring. It's nice to be in that little zone and feel the rush of adrenaline, but if you can't, God, it can be a chore sometimes. Has-Been Heroes may not be on my Game of the Year list, but it's a solid game, and don't let my opinion discourage you. I highly recommend the game, to see if you can give it a shot for yourself. Regardless of its simplicity, you can feel a strong love emanate from the people who developed this game, and that's important to encourage that kind of behavior in the indie community. I'm Lawrence Armstrong. I'm sick as hell, but don't worry. I am the fire that cannot be extinguished. Use that for cringe too.